I'm here with John Menadakis, owner and CEO of Jimmy's Seafood. Thanks, John. Thanks for taking a minute to chat. So a couple questions for you. I guess number one, how did you, get started as a young entrepreneur in the Baltimore area? Would you just talk a little bit about that and just yourself in general?
I mean, I was born into it, obviously, so I didn't have too much of a choice. It was definitely something that I was passionate about since I was born. I did every job there is to do in the industry, from dishwashing to busting tables, to serving tables. I've done it all. And despite having gone to college to receive my business degree, I just really had a passion for the hospitality industry.
Sure.
So just followed my father's footsteps.
Yeah.
My father obviously died at a young age, so really didn't have a choice whether or not I wanted to. I was sprung into action.
Sure. I guess you being a owner of the business for about 20 years now?
My father passed in 2003, so a little over 15 years.
Okay, 15 years. Was there any point in time where you kind of had to, you hit a difficult road, or kind of had to find a way to give yourself a competitive advantage over the other local kind of businesses? Or?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Anytime the face of any business dies, the public perception is always going to be that the business dies with them. So,
sure.
Those first 5 or 10 years were very difficult. I'm sure you remember.
Absolutely.
Having empty dining rooms and empty bars and not being able to pay the bills. So it's eat or be eaten at that point.
Sure.
And we had to take a look within ourselves and figure out a new strategy. And we had to find a way to attract new customers.
Yeah.
And we did that. We targeted a different demographic of, instead of 50 to 70-year-old, which were coming in here for 20 years, we went after that 30 to 40 young businessman, young
right.
businesswoman, and we targeted them aggressively. It was during the genesis of social media,
sure.
businesses marketing on social media, so we were very aggressive with social media. We were definitely one of the first restaurants in the Maryland area, but probably in the country as well, creating our Facebook page and jumping on Twitter and jumping on Instagram,
sure.
and so on and so on. And I think that really helped us attract a new, younger crowd.
Sure. Well, there's no doubt you've been successful at that with some of the exposure you've gotten from some of the marketing ideas you've had. Is there any kind of last thoughts or takeaways you could leave for someone trying to start a business in general, but specifically in the Baltimore area?
Well, Baltimore's definitely a difficult market. We're not New York, we're not Miami, we're not Las Vegas,
right.
Not the most affluent city in the country. I would just say, stick with it. They say that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. Well, that's not always the case, because if you stick to something long enough, eventually you're going to break through. It's,
right.
Like that cartoon of the guy that's digging and digging and digging and doesn't
right.
realize how far he's dug. At some point you're going to break through, and
sure.
it's like the cliche says, if you sometimes you got to look backward and see how far you've actually come.
Right, you got the right product, right places.
Yeah, if you have confidence in yourself and you have faith in your product, the people will come eventually.
Right. Yeah. Well, awesome. Well, thank you for taking the time,
Anytime, brother.
chatting, and best of luck to you and continued success.
Thanks, man.
Thanks.